This is the Usborne All About range. They're aimed at ages 3 and up. They're the 3 topics, all about families, all about friends, and all about feelings. And they're £9.99 each. They're all hardback books, and I'll take you for a quick walk through each of them inside. So this one is aimed at children, and it is kind of getting them to understand how they go about being friends and what being a friend means. So contents page at the start, kind of if there's something you want to discuss with them, you want to chat about things that are bothering them at school or stuff that's happening, you can go to the right page straight away, or you can just kind of dip in and out of them. Okay, so it talks about what friends are, why we need friends, what being a good friend is, what makes good friends, who can be friends. The answer is everybody. How would you make friends? Think about what kind of impressions you're creating with body language, what you're saying, what you're doing, what friends would do when they get together, how you can be a group of friends. You don't need to have just one friend. Things that might happen to show that you're not being friends, or unfriendly things. What happens when friends fall out. Friends and feeling, how having a friend can make you feel, how your friends could be feeling and the language that you're using, about playing fair and thinking about other people, how you're going to fix situations, changing and growing, that just because you're a friend with someone now, it doesn't mean that would last forever, which can be quite hard to do. And then a little puzzle. It's got some situations there and it asks what they would do in those situations. And then some of my favourite pages are the notes for grown up. And it just kind of says what the book is all about, that it's designed to help children think and talk about what friendship is and help them to practice almost the skills to be a good friend and to understand what a good friend needs to be. So this is really good to kind of just start conversations off if they've been talking about their day and they fell out with someone and it didn't happen and it wasn't fair, and how they felt. And looking at the pictures here that are all of young children, they're all nice brightly coloured so they can engage them. How do you think they're feeling? Oh no, what's happened? What are they going to do about it? And that's what these books are great as, is conversation starters. So if we move on and look at all about feelings again, it's all along the same lines. And contents page there. And it's giving children the language and the opportunity to talk about these topics that they might not know how to say it or when to say it or the words to use to say it. So it's kind of using the book as a starting point for those conversations. So everyone has feelings. What are some clues in how people are looking? How are you feeling? And if you look here, it kind of links in with colours. I know this is something my daughter's nursery were doing. They thought about the colours of feelings. They would link those together. Why? Why are you feeling like that? What's going on at the minute? And then this is looking at some empathy skills. How would you feel in these situations? Feelings can change. You don't start the day one way and it carries on that way. It doesn't have to. So if it starts off really not great, that doesn't mean it's going to stay like that. Feelings can be jumbled up. You haven't got to be just one thing or another. There's a mixture. How you can talk about it. Taking a moment, so kind of some mindfulness from a young age. Feeling worried, that's okay. And some ways to cope with that. Making choices. You can't change what's happening, but you can change how you're going to deal with it and how you're going to feel about it. Helping others with their feelings and their big emotions. About being kind to yourself. And then again, these notes for grown-ups. And I like it, these things to try at home. So it kind of gives you some different ways that you can help your children with their feelings, as well as talking about it and having their language. They've expressed that feeling. What are you going to do? How are you going to help them with it? So I know we definitely use some of those that came from nursery for some of my children with some of the feelings that they had. And then the last one, all about families. And again, it's the same layout to it all. And it just talks about what a family is, that they come in all shapes and sizes, that you talk about all the different people that are in your family. Can you draw a picture of them? Talking about families and different words and different terms they use. So if children are talking about their friends whose parents are married or not married, or divorced, adopted, fostered, partners, kinship care. It's kind of introducing the different terms to them and giving them the pictures as well to help describe it. Families change. A family tree, so what their different relations are, and they'll be used in the context of talking about their families, different families, houses they live in. Why do we have families? What are families for? Talking about families, families talk in different languages, different cultures. How we celebrate, different things that families will eat, so again linking with the cultures and diversity. What families might do. Families and feelings. And then this one's quite nice, it's got a glossary here at the back to help them with some of the terms that are quite specific to families, and there's an index there as well. And finish there. Okay, this one a little bit different, doesn't have in some of the tips for grown-ups, because this one's kind of more of a discussion book than necessarily something to be helping them to act upon. I really love these ones. They are so bright and colourful, engaging, and they're worded so nicely that sometimes when I read a book with my children and it's helping them to understand something, I then have to reword it for them because it's so unfamiliar in the words it's using. These ones aren't. This has been thought through already. The words that they use in the terminology, the phrases, it just makes it really natural to be able to have a conversation about any of these things. So these are fantastic to help children understand, explore, engage, talk about their friends, their feelings, their families. So I absolutely love this range. I think it's brilliant. They're all hardback. They're aimed at ages 3 and up, and they're $9.99 each.